Right. So, when you think of visiting Middle Eastern countries and Arab countries in general, you'll often think of the essential ones that are mentioned, like visit Dubai, or maybe even Qatar. Heck, Oman is becoming more popular nowadays. Everyone seems to forget the small boy in the top left corner, the northwest corner of the Gulf, the Arabian Gulf. It's called Kuwait. I have no idea what is there. And that's exactly what we're gonna figure out for the next 2 days. Come along. In today's episode of Where the Hell is Hida Going, I will also be taking a new flight or a new airline. It's called Kuwait Air, so I'm getting the full Kuwaiti experience. I have no idea what to expect from it, so we'll see. Alright, so like with the last time I did vlogs like these, I am now here in the bathroom to talk about my flight experience. Honestly, Kuwait Air is pretty good. Very organized, very neat. They've got a good entertainment system. The only thing might be the bathroom because it smells a bit rank in here and it's not very organized around me. You also might wonder why I'm dressed like this. I've come straight from work. And for the observant viewer among you, you might realize, no, I don't live in the Philippines anymore. I now live in Bahrain. This will be my 46th country that I've visited in my life, and the first new one this year. 46 is pretty insane for the first 25 years of a person's life. Flight is 44 minutes. Breezy. Get to the hotel, and we'll see what there's to do.
Carries here. Branded water, branded orange juice. More cookie.
So, little bizarre moment immediately as I land because I'm walking through customs and everyone's getting let through, but they decide, hey, look at this guy, he's a foreigner, let's pull him aside. So, the guy is asking me questions, where are you from, why are you here, what are you here to do, and I just keep telling him, I'm just here for tourism, man, I'm just here for 2 days. And then afterwards he gets friendly. He's like, yeah, well, it's difficult because it's starting to get summer, so you won't wear something warm. And then he asks to check my bags. I tell them there's only tourism stuff there. And he's like, okay. All while he had my passport in his pocket. But eventually it was no problem. He said, welcome to Kuwait. So that's that. Also, my Uber app doesn't work here, so I wonder how I'm going to get around. I think I might have to hail a taxi.
Two hours later.
For my first night in Kuwait, I've come to this place called The Avenues. Now, there is a place called The Avenues in Bahrain as well, although a student of mine said, oh, you need to go to this one. It's the biggest avenues in the world. So what makes this avenue so special versus the other avenues? Well, the first thing I see immediately is that there's a McDonald's. So obviously that makes it more special. Not. Okay. Yeah. What the hell are we doing here? Where have I ended up? Is this a mall or is this a museum of modern art? What am I looking at exactly? Okay. Yep, alright, okay, no lies told. This place is enormous. It's the size of probably a small Dutch village out in the polder. It's so crowded, I definitely feel like I stand out a bit like a sore thumb. I mean, I had that feeling in Japan, in the Philippines, and in many other places, but here, for sure, I feel like I stand out. Because, ooh, they are looking. Yo, I just scored a random sale. I found a football store, the Area football store, right behind the Adidas. And it's so tough to find because there's no direct escalator here. But I did a quick search on their Instagram and I saw that they were selling national team shirts and local club shirts. I know nothing about Kuwaiti club football, but I figured, hey, I'll get the national team shirt. And I've just snuck in the last 5 minutes before this guy was closing up his shop. Night one, I got the essential cop of my trip. That's it. We're done. We can go home. We have motion, y'all. We have motion. We may suck as a football team, but we are out in Kuwait as well. Let's freaking go. So, at 10 p.m. after a very long day, I finally settled down to have dinner. I know, outrageously late. I've had a look at the currency exchange because I know that Kuwaiti dinar is a pretty strong currency. I didn't realize how strong, though, as the Kuwaiti dinar is more valuable than the Bahraini dinar, which I get paid in. One Kuwaiti dinar is 1.23 Bahraini dinars. And if you don't know what that means, that is 2.75 euros, or just over $3. So this currency is ridiculously strong. And it makes me wonder, what are they pumping into this currency to strengthen this? I don't know what the heck I got here, but ooh, it looks banging. Gonna enjoy this one. Now, someone's gotta tell me, does Kuwait have a relationship with Italy? Because, something about this feels deeply inspired by Italians. Alright, y'all, I am cooked. So that was day one, or should I say night one, because I only got out of the airport at 7:30. Hey, still got some stuff done. Tomorrow is my only full day in the country because then Saturday I fly back out again. Work remains the paramount issue in my life. I love being a starter in my career. I can't wait to retire at 72. Thank you, Dutch government, for only allowing me to claim my retirement money at 72. Right, so I'm about to head out and the plan is simple. Every single Gulf state, of which I know of, has some weird big tower that they, for some reason, decided to build for reasons which I do not know. But they all have a big tower. The UAE has the Burj Khalifa and the Burj Al Arab. The Saudis have whatever that enormous structure is that they're building in Jeddah, or Jeddah, as they pronounce it. Qatar has a weird unfinished oval type of building. And Bahrain has the World Trade Center that looks like a big old triangle. Kuwait has big balls. Behind me, you now see the balls. They look quite nice, to be fair. These are the renowned Kuwait towers. I don't know why they were built or who has built them, but they definitely stand out. And they know they give the country a nice monument to recognize. They also have a nice boardwalk of some sort next to it, so I'm gonna have a look at the sea. What does that say? Dangerous water currents, yeah? Where? This is the calmest water can be. Unless they have really bad days at the sea here. I don't see where this is coming from. Arguably something that looks more impressive than the balls is this thing right in front of me, or right behind me. This is a huge waterfall at this water park that either looks closed or really defunct. Whose idea was that thing? That's the biggest water park slide funnel I've ever seen, and definitely probably comes with a lot of hazards. No wonder it is not open today. Holy cow, the air quality is garbage. What the heck is up in the air? The heck are they building over there? Clearly it needs 8 Kuwaiti flags to be finished. I don't know if that actually helps production or deters it, but you know what? You do you. Oh, it's gonna be the Peninsula Hotel. Now it makes sense why there's 500 flags. We are so back. Last found the beach with some swimmable water that has no current issues. Let's feel this water. Is it swimmable? Cold. Never mind. I'm leaving. God, that is chilly. That is chilly. Why would you do this to me, Kuwait? This is betrayal. Behind me is the Kuwaiti Grand Mosque in the middle of this super plaza of big buildings. I definitely would have loved to see the inside of it, you know, the design. I've seen a lot of mosques recently, so that would have been cool, but it is Friday, like I said, and that is the prayer day, so it's going to be very crowded, and I believe on Google Maps it also said it's closed for the public. I see a lot of people going in though, and that's probably because they're just here for their prayer. I think it's going to be the afternoon prayer soon, or the midday prayer. It's a different design than what I've seen before, and I don't necessarily see 2 minaret towers right near it, although I do see some in the distance back there, so maybe they're separate from this mosque. I'm on my way to the souk now because I do love having a look at Arabian markets. I think it's going to be a bit of a walk, but I'm still young. I'm 25. I have my legs. Let me make use of them while they're, you know, not falling to pieces. Never mind. There it is. It was just very well concealed by the big walls. But this is a better view of it. And then right next door, it seems they have the stock market. Should I try walking into the stock market? They probably wouldn't let me in with my current fit. I was gonna walk down the street to the souk, but then I looked down the road from where the mosque is, and I saw something fancy, and I'm thinking, oh, what is that? That's not on my planning. What is that? And I looked on Google Maps, and it says Sif Palace. Have I just found the Royal Palace out of just sheer coincidence? I didn't know this was here. It looks fancy though. This is hilarious. I've fully stumbled upon this by complete accident. I didn't know if I was allowed to be here, but I just seen a guy on his bike just go by, so I don't think I'm breaking any laws. But it looks really nice. I can almost hear the wind calling me broke just by standing here. This may be the fanciest street in the entire country. This thing is not tall or big, it's just long. It goes on for like probably a kilometer or so. I got a lot of people living in this palace then. Either that or it's really empty and it's just the Emir's close family. The Formal Education Museum? What do you teach people at the Formal Education Museum? Behind me is one of the souk areas, and around me here as well. I think I've come here at the wrong time because it is prayer hour and it is the middle of the day. Many of the stores look closed, so as well. So I might come back here in the evening. Never mind, there is a market open right now. Let's have a look. Regular gardens, you like to grow vegetables like tomatoes, cucumbers, maybe some pumpkins if you're ambitious. In this small garden, they like to grow Kuwaiti flags. I'm not sure if you get enough protein, carbohydrate, or other essential nutrients from these flags, but Legends say that your patriotism goes up by 20% every day that you eat one. So I'm here by the Museum of Islamic Arts and the National Museum, but it looks closed as well. I think I've just come at the wrong day. Like, Fridays are not just days in the Islamic countries where you just do stuff. But then again, I work in an Islamic country and this is all the weekend I get, so it is what it is. So I found the back end of the palace, and maybe it's actually not as long as I thought it would be. Right next to it is this nice little boardwalk, and I'm gonna take a walk over it and see how far I can see into the distance. But I don't think I'll stay here very long because it smells rank. The smell is awful and I don't think it's gonna disappear. I see some dudes fishing over here, so I think this is a little fishing pier. And as for the view, well, it's so hazy you can't see anything. Oh, actually, wait, hold on. Hold on. There's some buildings in the back there. So I had a look on Google, and it turns out that is a place called Southern Island. So there's a big causeway on that end connecting Kuwait City to the northern part of Kuwait. And in the middle of that causeway is that island called Southern Island. From here, there doesn't look like there's much happening there, although with the poor air quality, you can't really tell if anything is happening. There's parts of the palace behind me, but I have a feeling that if I film that, they will come out with a SWAT team and pin me down on this boardwalk, so I am not going to do that. This right here is what looks like a pearl fishing boat, and I know before the Gulf countries discovered oil, that's what I learned from Bahrain, that they had an economy solely based on fishing of pearls at the bottom of the Arabian Gulf. So it seems likely that Kuwait had a similar economy before they found oil as well. Right, after seeing all that, I've decided it's time to take it a little easier. So I have come to a park, a very lovely green park that seems like a nice chill space. So I'm gonna take a walk around, see if I can take in the nature a bit, but also find a nice cafe to sit down and have some food at. Right, so it is break time. I've got a juice, some croissants, and I'm gonna read my book with this lovely scenery that I have here. I like this park, and honestly, this is what Bahrain is missing, that we have one big green space where you can jog or have cafes or just escape the city for a while. So I've just spent about an hour or two reading at a cafe. Very nice, and I'm gonna explore the rest of the park. I see I'm getting pretty tan as well, which is very nice. I will always remain very self-conscious about filming myself with my phone in public because I'm aware that I look pretty stupid doing this and just walking by. But that's a sacrifice you have to make when you want to make a vlog of your trips. It seems what we have here at the end of the first phase of the park is that we have a small miniature replica of different segments of the city, although some of these seem to be falling in disarray, unfortunately. A runner in me is looking at this park and thinking, this is a perfect workout area. There cannot be a more perfect workout area than this, at least that I've seen in the Middle East. Bahrain, you need to get to work. Air quality may suck, like really suck, but at least the view is nice from here. They do have a very pretty skyline. Whoa, boys, whoa. Slow down. Leave the lady alone. My God. The park is beautiful, and I'm now at the top end of it, but then I get here, and one of the gates is closed. And I don't see any sign for another exit. So the question now is, How the hell do I get out of here? Gate over there, but that one looks like it's for cars. So I'm wondering if, oh no, I see people on the path there. My way out. Yes, this park cannot keep me trapped forever. All right, and I am back in my hotel. I am going to chill for a while now, and I will recharge and head back to the souk later to see what it's like during nighttime and debate whether I have dinner there or elsewhere. Now nighttime in the city, traffic has quadrupled since I was last in this corner. But we're now going to visit the souk. Maybe there's a little bit more life in it now at nighttime. Got a big sign, they've lit it up, and the lights are here. Let's go. As expected, it's really full and chaotic here now, and I seem to have stumbled upon an event of some sort. And I've been having a think, because I see so many flags around recently. Maybe there's a national day coming up soon, or a national celebration. That store is called Squirty. I don't know how to feel about this, but it's called Squirty. So I thought, you know, these restaurants around here in the souk probably don't have English menus, but no, this menu has English. And I asked, can I pay by card? And they said, yeah, you can pay by card. So now I'm here amongst the Kuwaitis having a Kuwaiti dinner. Wahed small water.
Yes.
Kebab kishkash.
Kebab kishkash.
And small chips.
Small chips. Okay.
Khalas. I tried, y'all. I tried. I'm not confident in the few Arabic words that I do know. Oh yes. Oh yes. I'm in a feast. Here we go, y'all. Here we go. Right, that was a nice dinner, and I think a good way to end off the day. I think I spent too long doom scrolling at my table while having dinner, because at some point the waiters wanted to hustle me out of here, and the guy came with the card machine without me even asking him to pay. So that last one was going to be my last update, but turns out the evening had something in store for me, because 5 canceled Ubers and 2 of them that I couldn't find later finally found my way out after the 5th Uber took 25 minutes to get to me because of traffic being an absolute nightmare. And on top of that, my bank card got canceled, or no, not canceled, blocked, because it was sending one-time passwords way too slow. And then the card probably, or the bank probably thought, whoa, this guy's frauding or something. So they blocked my card. I had no way to get any money for a taxi tomorrow until I remembered I have my Dutch card. And now I've gone to an ATM hoping that that would work and get some money from that. And I have got some money from that. So I have a way to the airport tomorrow. Right, good morning everyone. It is day 3, or should I say my final 4 hours in Kuwait. It is sunny out there. My taxi is coming to pick me up in an hour and a half, but I still want to do one more thing, because yesterday in the park I saw a museum dedicated to victims of some sort of tragedy, and I wanted to investigate that because, well, you're in a foreign country. It would be nice to learn something about the history of said foreign country. I did a little digging into why there's so many flags around, and it turns out, well, the Kuwaitis have a lot to celebrate in the coming days. On the 18th, the holy month of Ramadan begins, so that is a very important date. Then on the 25th, the Kuwaitis celebrate their National Day, so I guess they're getting their celebrations kick-started early. And then on the 26th of February, they celebrate their Liberation Day from Saddam Hussein's Iraq. You might wonder, why was Saddam Hussein in Iraq? Well, if you haven't learned about that history, Saddam Hussein was in Iraq because he wanted to help his economy at the time, and so he did a United States and invaded a country with big oil reserves. Part of the Freedom Campaign were the Americans under George H.W. Bush. So he may be a hero around here, for all I know.
A few moments later.
That was a longer walk than I anticipated, but I've made it back. I hope that it is open today and I haven't just walked this way all the way for nothing. I should have taken note of that. It's only open from 3 to 9 p.m. Ah, dang it. Well, that's a shame. But I guess something worth visiting if I'm ever back again. So, while I walk back, let's have a little reflection. Final thoughts on Kuwait. I definitely think it's worth a visit, even if it isn't for that long. It's ideal for a nice little weekend trip. You can tick off all the main highlights pretty quickly within 2-ish days, which I've done here in about 44 hours or so. And yeah, ultimately, it's always nice to travel. It's always nice to learn about a new place, a new culture, and a new group of people. And I think that this is another experience that I can, you know, store in my bag of experiences. And I'm going to look back and be like, oh, yeah, that one time I went to Kuwait and I didn't know anything about it. But ultimately, I had a good weekend here. Of course, also take what I say with a little grain of salt, because I've, of course, only scratched the surface of what is possible to do around here. So I bet that if I had a week or so, then there'd probably be more stuff that I can see. I come back to the hotel and I realized I wouldn't have gotten in the museum anyways because I decided to leave my Kuwaiti dinars on the desk in the room. I'm not organizationally informed lately. They got a direct flight from here to Kathmandu. I've always wanted to go to Nepal. Heck yeah, can I go to Kathmandu? All right, so I forgot to film an outro, so you can now tell that I am back at work. But yeah, that was my Kuwait vlog. I hope you enjoyed coming along. And for me, it was nice because whoever is watching this video, it's like I had a little friend coming along. So thank you for joining in. Yeah, so I hope to see you either in chat or in other places. Take care.